Well, good morning. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I'm just going to sit here for just a moment. Put this aside. You weren't quite supposed to see that yet. Oh, you can probably hear my chair. I hope this is working right. I was having a few issues this morning, but it looks like I was just able to check on my little doofer pad here. It looks like it's good. I am going to check real quick to see about my voice. So excuse me real quick. You might get some feedback in the video. I'm sorry. It's been a while and I was having a hard time. I was trying to get this figured out before I had to go live, but it wasn't quite working. So let's see here. I hope this is working right. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am so excited to start this new series. That's weird that my fan just kicked on. I turned it off. I turned off my whole heating unit so that the fan wouldn't kick on. Go figure. Things just never go as planned when you're on live or doing videos. I guess I just have to get used to that. So in January, I decided to start these little card classes just to get stamping again. And January is the perfect time to get going. It's the time for new beginnings, and time for friendship and love. We need more love in the world, especially right now with things so crazy. And with Valentine's coming up, I know a lot of people think it's for kids and for young couples, but really it's about friendship and those you care about. And we all have significant others. Some of us are lucky enough to still have parents, and I think Valentine's is a great time to show people just how much we care. So that all works beautifully together. So all my cards today have a Valentine, you're awesome kind of vibe. And they don't all use Valentine stamp sets, which is fun. So you can really, with Stampin' Up, you can really get a lot of use out of your stamp sets. So the first card we're going to do, this stamp set I saw, it's called For the Record. Let me move it in here. And I immediately thought of my husband because he has a huge record collection. And whenever we go out to flea markets or whatever, he's always looking at the albums to see what he can find. And he has a very eclectic collection. So it's fun to see what he picks out. But this one, it's You're My Favorite Song. That is my favorite because this is actually going to be for him. He doesn't know it yet. And this one, I don't know if I'll give it to him for Valentine's Day or just slip it in his lunchbox at some time. But you've got a neat pattern, so you can make your own backgrounds or just accent pieces. Of course, the record image for the record, and then I really like you, happy birthday, you're awesome, you're my favorite song. So a lot of versatility here. But this is the card we're going to make today. And it uses, this paper is gorgeous. This is a celebration item because January and February, if you're familiar with Stampin' Up! At all, we have celebration. With a $50 purchase, they have a little brochure that you can pick from. Here are my scraps. Get those out of the way. You get 6 each of, how many different colors are there? I guess 6. That's not quite right. Because there are 48 sheets. So we've got Blushing Bride, so Saffron, Highland Heather, that might be Pool Party, not quite sure. It looks like Smoky Slate and probably a Balmy Blue. But the one side is a nice subtle marble, and then the other side, the reverse side, is this really fun, I think it's groovy kind of pattern. think it's Coastal Cabana, not Pool Party. That makes more sense. So yeah, so that's the paper that you can get free with the $50 purchase. There's lots of different options, but I chose that because it was kind of groovy. So, and this card is very simple to make. Let me get all my pieces here. I've got thick whisper white for my card base. Try to make sure I keep that in view. Normally I score this with a paper trimmer, but I guess I didn't today. The thick one is quite a bit thicker than our regular basic white, and it's great for card bases. Next I have a 3 by 5.5 piece of the designer paper, and I'm using the Stampin' Seal. The Stampin' Seal did take me a little bit, I'm not going to lie, a little bit to get used to. It's very tacky. I love that. But sometimes it sticks here. So sometimes you have to kind of pull back on the release tape. And sometimes you need to do like a little check when you're done. Just so it doesn't hang on. So oh, I almost forgot. Let me quick pull this up here. All right, yep, see, I'm always making mistakes, so never feel bad. We all do it. Yep, so to get it going, I'm having to pull back there on the release tape. I forgot. Normally, I would glue this to the designer paper first. But since I forgot to put that down, so I put adhesive on the back of the gold. And then I'm just slipping it in there, and then I'm pressing that down. Whew, that was a close call. Because I did like the little accents of gold. I thought that was pretty. Now to stamp the record, you will have in your kit, when you place the $35 order, you'll get a kit for all 3 of these cards. Plus, I'll email you the instructions with dimensions and everything. Sometimes I do like to cut out my shape first, and what I do, I'm going to stand up here, is I am going to place that right on my image, and then I'm going to take another block. You can even use, if you have our newer stamp pads, those are nice and flat, and I'm just going to rub that. That way I know I'm getting a nice good impression. And then lift that off, and voila! A little off, but not too shabby. I'm going to stick with it. So next, I've got a 1-inch gold circle here. That's just our gold foil. The same we used as the strip, which was a 1/2 inch by 5.5, by the way. So a little of this goes a long way. Then with some of the designer paper, I cut this heart from the, oh, what die set was that? Oh, it's at the tip of my tongue. It's the set that, I think it's called Whirl and Twirl. What it does is it creates a card where you can spin the images in a window on your card. Oh, that's going to drive me nuts now that I don't remember the name. And my catalog is out of reach. Note to self for next time, keep the catalog close. But it's in the main catalog. It's a standalone die set, and there's hearts and stars in it, and all the mechanics to make a twirl card. Next, I'm going to stamp for the record, and I'm going to stamp this towards the left side of my strip. And the strip is, I believe, a 1/2 inch by 4 inches. It could be 5/8 of an inch, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to stamp that there to the left. I'm going to grab my paper snips, and I'm going to trim this right side just at an angle, like so. Next, I'm going to put some adhesive along the bottom edge. And then I've got this, oh, this ribbon is so pretty. This is called Blushing Bride metallic ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm gluing this to the bottom edge, the back side of the bottom edge of our verse, and then I'm going to trim it to match. So I'm just cutting that in an angle, and this side I guess I could cut it down just a touch, just leaving just a little bit on either end. On my original I left it flush. It's up to you how you want to do that. I just thought I'd do this one just a touch different, see how it looked. Next I'm going to use dimensionals to put this record here about 3/4 of an inch from the top. I like to use my fingers, so it's about 1.5 fingers. And I'm overlapping the white just to help that kind of flow. Next, I am going to put dimensionals on the back side of the verse. And I'm putting them low, more on the ribbon, and enough just to catch the banner, because it is overlapping the record a little bit, and I don't want it to catch on it and be bumpy there, which it looks like it's going to be. So I'm going to remove this one and just move it down. Ah, that's better. So now there's no nothing getting in the way of the record and making it kind of bump up. Next, I'm going to take You're My Favorite Song. Now, if you wanted to, you could use You're Awesome. You could use Happy Birthday. I Really Like You. Whichever of those little verses you want. I'm just going to stamp that below the ribbon there. Make sure I'm in camera view. I have a hard time with that sometimes, so it looks like my angle is kind of slipping too. I'll fix that in a moment. Next, I'm going to use our Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels. These are great. They're inexpensive, and they have a gold, pinky gold kind of tinge to them. They're a lot of fun. And then I'm just grabbing 3. Not really paying attention. There are 3 different sizes here. I'm just using whatever. Go ahead and use one of each. And there is our first card. I guess I should have moved this over a little bit. That ribbon's hanging over, but that's all right. It'll be fine. So there's our first card for the record. Super cute and fun. And now I have to think of someone else who's my favorite song besides my hubby. I could actually probably give those to my girls. Alright, let me fix this camera. I have it I don't have it centered in the holder just so that I can access the buttons a little bit better. Alright, next we are going to do, this one's probably my favorite. Definitely Valentine vibe, no doubt about this one, but look how cute it is. Oh my gosh. So we all know I love critters. I love all critters in life, you know, real ones, real live ones, and cartoon characters or stamped images. This stamp set, the Awesome Otters, is one that you can get for free for celebration. This is with a $50 purchase. You're utterly awesome, and it's birthday time. So you've got this hat you can put on them, or you can use them as is, or with my card that I made, you can make them hold a little envelope, a little love letter. So let's see here. Let me get my other pieces. I'll show you what else I've used before I get started. So I used the Sweet Talk designer paper. This paper is part of our Valentine collection, but papers aren't necessary. I mean, one side is definitely Valentine, no denying that. But the other side is bright and cheerful and can be used with anything, like the stripes. So we've got our conversation hearts here. The other side is I love you with, in different languages. There's German, there's French, and English. And that's Highland Heather. That could be used, I mean, it looks Valentine-y, but it could be used other times. The suckers that we're using today, they're so cute. So cute. The reverse side is just this pink and little red dash. That can be used whenever. Here's some more candy. The reverse side is just a pink marble. So again, all year round. I love these hearts. Sorry, they're upside down. I think these are my favorite hearts. And the other side, purple stripes. So super cute. And then the conversation heart boxes. I love these. Love these. And then these are more hearts. Now these do have more of a Valentine feel, but again, I mean, they could be used for a wedding or whatnot. So most of them, you know, are very versatile, and they're adorable. They're great cards. Now they do coordinate with the Sweet Conversation stamp set, which is really sweet. Happy to have you in my life. Happy Valentine's Day. Super cute. And then there's a die set. And this is what I used with the otters. So it makes all these little hearts. You can make a line of hearts if you want those cut into your card front, which would be super cute. A tag, a couple of banners. There's this one is separate. I know the way it's packed, it looks different. This tiny little banner. And then this is an envelope. So that is super cute. So I use the envelope and then I use these hearts. So let's get that out of the way. And we'll start making this cute. I can't look at him without giggling. He's so cute. So in your kit, you'll have all these little, this envelope and all these little hearts. You'll have this label piece. You'll have 2 pieces of ribbon. You'll have an insert for your card. Let's see what else is in here. Oh, your card base, and then this is the little love letter that goes in the base, or in the envelope. Let's see here, and I also use a soft suede and the light basic black Stampin' Blends, and a Stampin' Right black, basic black marker. Okay, let's get some of this out of the way. I'll tuck you over here. I think you're still in view, so you can see what I'm working on. Okay, let's do our stamping first. Okay, so first we are going to stamp our sweet little otter. And we're just going to stamp him down here at the bottom. And then, get that out of my way. And then we'll stamp your Otterly Awesome. And we're going to stamp this up here in the right corner. Ooh, I got a little hickeys there. That's what we call those when you get some stamp edge. That's why it's real important when you're inking your stamp not to rock it. But I'm not going to worry too much about it. Next, I'm just want to let that set and dry just a little bit before I take my blends to it. So I'm folding my card base in half. And then I am going to take one of the pieces of my red ribbon, and we're going to put stamp and seal all the way around our designer paper. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this around the Stampin' Seal is so sticky. I love it. It doesn't leave anything on your fingers, but it's, you know, it's definitely much more tacky than our old adhesive. Okay, so I just have that wrapped around, and now I'm going to layer that right on the card front. And I'm going to leave an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, so it's nice and centered. Next, with your second piece of ribbon, you're just going to slip that underneath and keep it on the right side. I mean, you'll be able to move it if you tie it where you don't need it, but here we go. Then we're just going to tie that in a knot. And see, if you wanted it over to the left, well, I tied it. I got it too tight, but it is movable. You just have to loosen the knot a little bit, and then you can move it over if you need to. So there, we'll just leave that like that. Now I think we can go ahead and color our otter. I'm going to start with his nose, and just with the lightest touches, come in here and color his nose. You could probably color his nose pink, and that would be real cute too. Next, I am taking the dark soft suede, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in small areas. What that does is it helps keep the ink moist so it blends easier. And I probably didn't need to color all of his leg, but I did. Oh well. So I'm just going to work from under his arm over to the middle of his belly. And I usually like the brush tip better. And what I like to do is I like to highlight the outline here and there, just to create some shadowing. And what's nice about these is you can actually add multiple layers of the different, the light and the dark, to create even more dimension and depth and layers of color. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now this is the foot that I should have colored all of. Well, I'm going to, but I'm just going to put a little bit on that side of his belly. And really, for me, there's no rhyme or reason to how I shadow. I like to highlight the little areas that Stampin' Up! Has already put a line at there. But other than that, I'm just kind of like, yeah, wherever I feel like adding some dark is where it goes. You know, the obvious places are at the joining marks of, like, underneath the arm, or here at his paw prints. There on the back side, here in his ear. I'll do a little bit here. So I wanted to give you some tips and tricks on the blends with this card, and because I am using them on my third card also, but that one I pretty much have pre-colored. Just add a little bit under his eyes. So cute. Okay, get this finished up real quick here. I love the blends and I love coloring, so these are probably my #1 favorite product that we have right now. Okay, so there's my utterly awesome otter. So we've got that. While we're doing the little busy work, I'm going to go ahead and what I did on this, so you can fill it out, and if you want, you can even write a little note on there. I'm doing the little doodle lines all the way around this piece of white. And sometimes I add little dashes, sometimes I just add a little dot. Don't have to be perfect. Just little squiggles here and there. All right, and that's just the basic black Stampin' Write marker. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring the card back in. I'm going to go ahead and attach this with dimensionals, our little otter. On my original, I kept them flat, and then I thought, I probably should have put dimensionals. I do like using dimensionals. And I just put 5 there. That should be plenty. And he's going to go ahead and go in the center of our card. Next, for the envelope, if you look real close, there's one flap that's a little bit smaller than the other 3. So that is going to be my top flap, and I'm just giving that a little crease. Then on these other 2, the side 2 bigger ones, I'm folding those over, creasing those well. And here on the bottom, crease that one real well. Then I'm just adding adhesive here to this flap. I'm getting some goobers over here. Let's see if I can move those aside so they're not causing me issues later. All right, and then I just sealed that shut. I'm going to go ahead and slip this right in, cute as can be. And then, well, I was going to use liquid glue, but let's use glue dots if I have some right here. Ah, there they are. They were hiding. Okay, so the mini glue dots are so easy to use. All you do is you stick your, in this case, the little hearts right on the glue dot that's on the paper. That's the easiest way to do it. And then stick it there on your project. If you try picking the glue dot off of here and putting it to your project, you're gonna end up with them everywhere. I've found them in my hair. I've found them on my cat. So it's just save yourself some hassle and put it right to your item, right to the glue dot there on the release paper. Okay, so what I did is I put 2 dimensionals on the back side of the envelope, and I am putting that envelope in our otter's hand, like so. So it's super cute. I used dimensionals on this one. I did it flat here on my sample. I'm kind of thinking I like it flat better, but it's okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put another pink heart in this hand. When my kids were little, I always had to give them a cookie for each hand. And I don't do it anymore, but I was always like, oh, one for each hand. So both the otter's hands are full, and that's where that comes from. They were just so cute when they were little, weren't they? All right. Oh, now they're just gorgeous. Okay, and I am putting 5 hearts down. So I'm going to put another one right up top there. Next, we will go ahead and put this insert. Now, if you had thought ahead, you could have put another otter right down here and colored them. I didn't think that through. So I'm going to go ahead and put this inside, and now you can put whatever greeting you want. You can fill this up, you can write it big, you can put a big happy Valentine right there in the middle so you don't have to write so much. But anyway, whoever gets this is gonna love it because it's so stinking cute. So there is my otter card. Next, oh, I love this one. It's going to take me a moment to get my supplies together because I actually did use quite a few inks with this one. So this, it uses the Gumball Greetings stamp set, and this really awesome celebration designer paper. I used a little more traditional kind of Valentine color. It's Mango Medley with the Magenta Madness. Excuse me. All right, here we go. Here, I'm getting my pieces and some of the coordinating products with this. Let me get my stuff set up here. I'm trying to be quick so you're not suffering waiting for me. Okay, so the Gumball Greetings is such a cute set. It's got Valentine's, I choose you, wishing you the sweetest day ever, and may your day be filled with the best things. Now, I love this because when I was little, I had a gumball machine. It was red, and I loved it, and I'd always save my allowance to buy more gumballs for it, which is kind of funny because then, you know, I'd, like, part of the change, you know, I'd have to put a penny in it, so I would sneak those out of my mom's change. She had a little change bucket by her bed, so I'd always sneak her pennies so I could get my gumballs, but I guess I was a little naughty. So that would help feed my gumball addiction too. So anyway, so the gumball machine has dies that coordinate with it, and all these little pieces fit this. There's a heart strip. This does the little jimmies. These are for the hearts. Those do the gumballs, so you can actually have some fun gumballs popping out. This does both embossing and in cutting, so you get a nice filigree look there. That's your twisty. This is for the gumball glass piece, which actually is way cool because Stampin' Up! Also, oh, I didn't even open these up yet. They made little shaker domes. Yes, so you can actually add, you know, cut this piece out and then have either, I've seen people do real gumballs, I've seen people do different candies. Wouldn't that be cute with conversation hearts? But Stampin' Up! Also has these little beads. There's no hole in them. They're just little, or are there little holes in them? Maybe there are little holes in them. Anyway, these tiny little gumballs, so you can sprinkle those in. I'll have to make a card this upcoming week and post it, just so you can see how cute and beautiful these dies are. There's also a die to cut out this little piece. And then, of course, you have some cute stripes on the stamp set. I decided, at first, another thing I loved when I was little was rainbows. I still love rainbows. And I saw this is a new celebration paper. It has all these fun little prints and patterns. Little hearts, little rainbows, green, crushed curry. Oh, why I grab those. And then on the other side, we've got our rainbows and some clouds and some more patterns and stripes. Here's the polka dots we're using today. Is that not perfect? When I first started out, I was going to use this. And that's because, to me, oh, my childhood, rainbows and gumballs. But it was kind of random, so I decided to go with the polka dots, because not many people would really understand that. Yes, it was cute. It was cute, but it was kind of random. So I decided to switch to something a little more practical, traditional, something that made sense. But anyway, it's super cute and I love it. The ink colors I'm using are Mango Medley, Pool Party, Misty Moonlight, one of my favorites, Magenta Madness, another of my favorite. To color in the gumball machine, I used the Magenta Madness blends, the light Pool Party to color in the glass to give that a little something, and then the Smoky Slate. Now, I did stamp these images each individually. I started with the base and worked my way up. That's the way I like to do it. Some people like to start at the top and work their way down. It's just a matter of preference. And then, now this, I did not bother really doing any highlights. There's enough detail in this part of the stamp where I didn't think it was really necessary. I did do highlights here along the sides. What I did is I just followed the lines of the stamp, and then the bottom edge pieces, those I did in dark. So I did all the outlines in dark, and then I just went over it with the light. Okay, so now that's done. I'm going to go ahead and stamp all the gumballs, and I'm going to start light to dark, so that will be my pool party first. And it barely looks like I have ink on my stamp, which is kind of funny. Let me clean that. I have a wet, spongy, squeegee, chamois, that's the word. And what I did is I just put it on an old cutting mat. I usually keep a plate down here, but I don't know where it went. It's probably back upstairs in the wash or something. And then now I've got some mango medley. Ooh, that ink pad needs grease. It's very squeaky. Magenta Madness, one of my all-time favorite colors. And Misty Moonlight, another of my favorites. I'm going to be so sad in June when that goes away. I think, yeah, the Magenta Madness is going away too. There is the Polished Pink, which is really pretty, but it's not quite my Magenta Madness. Okay. So, I almost forgot. And I told myself not to forget. On the inside of the card, I stamped some gumballs here on the bottom. So, let me get the insert out. You'll get an envelope with all the pieces in there, and I'll try to remember to go over those. I think I forgot with the other card too. Let's see. Let's just go ahead, and I'm just randomly stamping the gumballs down here in the corner. You could go across the whole bottom edge if you want. You could go across the top and the bottom. You could do the right and left corner. I'm just going to stick with this right lower corner. I think it needs a few more gumballs. Let's put some over here. There, that looks good. Can't believe I almost forgot that. Oh no. And I got, oh, that's right, it'll be covered. I got some smudge there. I don't know if that was from my fingers or what, but that I will be covering that up with a Happy Valentine's Day banner, so that's all right. So, while we have this out, let's go ahead, and I also put I Choose You on the inside. Is that not so cute? Oh, no, gotta keep that here. Starting to get too much stuff on my workspace. It's driving me a little bonkers. Okay, so I Choose You. Got that all set. Oh, sorry. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my banner since I have the ink out. And that's just the Happy Valentine's Day. I'm just going to stamp this right in the middle here, hopefully. That's straight. Ah, perfect. All right. Now for the other pieces in here, we have the Magenta Madness card base. The think it's 3 by 5 1/4. This is 2 7/8 by 4 5/8 for the mango medley. You can go ahead and get this put together. Go ahead. I did score this card base. Let's go ahead and get this creased closed. Next, we're going to go ahead and look at the back side of this paper. Isn't that cute? That would be really cute with this too. So you can decide what you want to do. All right, we'll go ahead and adhere that on the left-hand side, leaving an 1/8 inch quarter on both sides. We'll go ahead and glue our gumball machine down to the magenta mango medley, excuse me, matte piece. And this, I am just gluing this flat. Then I am centering it in the card. Or trying to. That looks pretty good. Okay. Next, for the banner, we're going to take our snips and we're going to dovetail both ends close to the verse. And that's just cutting in at an angle on both ends, from both the top and the bottom. All right, now let's get some adhesive on the back side here. And then I am just gluing the ribbon to the back side, like so. And then I'm going to dovetail the ribbon as well. I find it easier this way to get more of an even edge of the more even ribbon hanging off either end. I think this one still could be cut down a little bit more. As I said, it was easier. Okay, so now we need some more dimensionals. And actually what I like to do on such narrow pieces like this, I think it's only like 3/8 of an inch, I like to cut down and put some of my edges on there. On my dimensionals, I use every little bit. I probably just could have done one long strip. That was silly. Okay, so take those backing off. Flip that over, and now I'm going to cover my boo-boo and the center there of the gumball machine. Like so. Let's get all this nonsense out of the way. Okay, now we've got our center, or our insert all done. We'll go ahead and put this on the inside of the card. Like so. And a super cute, sweet Valentine's card. This would be great for a girlfriend. It's just cute and fun and bright. So I hope you enjoy these cards. Don't forget, when you place a $30 or $35 order, you can get the card kit to recreate these cards, or you can use the pieces to create something of your own. And I will also email you the instructions. Now, when you place a $50 order, since it's January, you will get to choose a celebration item for free. So that's really exciting. I love celebration, and we have so many great different items to choose from. So message me any questions. You can even post questions right here in the comments, and I will look at them every so often and get back to you right away. So thank you so much for joining me today. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.